recently called for an amendment to Section 7(1) of the TED Fund Act in order to address what you called the unconstitutional, unfair, and unjustifiable exclusion of private universities from benefiting from the funds accruable from the Tertiary Education Trust Fund. Why should government fund private universities?
One, the money which is collected from companies, 2%, is meant specifically for education. And private university, of course, produces education. So on that basis, it's qualified. Secondly, private universities are established to assist the federal government, to rightly said yourself, in 1999, because government knew that it could not fund education fully. It called on private people to come and help them. If you ask them to come and help you, why should you deny them of the fund collected from public and say it can only be for public institutions? It's not, to me, it's unconscionable and it's legal. And apart from that, it's unconscionable. Secondly, all over the world, private universities are funded by government. In Canada, in Australia, and so on, where you have private universities. And in Japan, where almost 90% of all the universities there are private. They are funded by government. The only condition they put there is that you must have got to a stage, recognized stage, before you enjoy such fund. Otherwise, everybody will rush to establish university because government fund is there for them to harness. To me, as soon as a private university is established on permanent site and has about 20 accreditations by NUC, that is, their courses are good enough in terms of professors, equipment, and so on, and get accredited, they should be entitled to some assistance. Whether you want to give them assistance or not, they should be entitled to what we call research grants anyway. Research grants are given to universities for the purpose of ensuring that as an enhancement in quality of research and so on, like a university. Only recently now, we had a breakthrough in asthma advisor, which is going to benefit everybody. Why shouldn't government support an institution like us, where we have about 5 other projects which we are pursuing seriously?
I have heard some argue that our educational system places too much emphasis on paper qualification.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Felicia Phillips recently told me that what we need are people who can use their hands to literally build our country. What do you obviously agree because you're nodding.
Yes, you notice that I was not in my head when we were talking, because you are talking about the very reason why I said youth university is a child of desperation. I saw that most of my professors in the University of Lagos were not interested in research. The first duty of any university is to affect the society in which it exists. 2, to contribute to humanity through research and improvement of life. That is not being done in our universities. Our university here is built on three pillars: determination, hard work, and character. And the education here is built on quality education and functionality of education. So to that extent, we believe in functionality, and we ensure that you use your brain, you also use your hands. If you go around this place, you will see a talent discovery center where we have 28 types of sports and 24 types of skills. Listen is this. Most parents who are lawyers or doctors or journalists like you want their children to also become lawyers, journalists, and so on. The child can't object to it. He has the right to do that. We here allow them to do what their parents ask them to do, but we allow them to try and find out what natural talents they have, what they are really built for. And that's why here we teach languages, all the three main languages. You must learn one of it. 2, you must learn one foreign language, French and Chinese. Then you must involve yourself in one of the skills, which we have about 28. At the end of the day, we also assist them when they want to go back home to start one thing by themselves. After all, I'm a lawyer, and yet I've always been a farmer all the time. And I enjoy it. It gives me fuller life. We want to build in our university a total man.
You talked about farming now. Abroad gives 50% tuition rebate to our Greek students, yet the university is not getting as many students to study agriculture as you probably would like to. What would we need to convince people that we can use agriculture to end hunger, create wealth, and drive equitable economic growth?
Your country, Nigeria, is very blessed. Apart from Brazil, Congo, Malaysia, Nigeria is the only country which can boast of all the regions, the climatic regions of the world. Name it. Swamp, coastal, tropical, savanna, grassland, temperate one. We have everything here. We should be able to be fully dependent on what we have here without importing anything. Unfortunately, that means if 5 away from places like Argentina. Can you imagine? It's a shame. When I started the university, because I know the value of agriculture, I know it's the mainstay of this country, I applied that we should start BSc Agriculture. We were granted. First year, nobody applied. Whereas in law and other courses, they were oversubscribed. So I said, I won't fail. I never give to fail. Of course, from my history, I always believe in success. Now, following year, I decided to start what we call University Commercial Agriculture. I invested in it. And within 2 years, the federal government itself acknowledged it and even gave us some assistance. And third year, a few students saw those things applied. Fourth year, they applied, but they are not satisfied with the number now. I decided to reduce the number, the amount charged by 50%, and also to allow them to work on the farm and also add more money with additional incentive that when you are leaving, the university will give you some money to start your own business. I do hope in September this year, when we resume, I will call you. I think we would have improved the number.
We must take a break now. When we return, Afe Babalola and I will be discussing law and the administration of justice. Please stay with us.